So before this video starts, I just want to apologize that this video is near 50 minutes long. I guess that's what happens when you decide to take a tour of the entire zoo along with everything else in the video. But anyway, what I've done is I've divided the video into 3 parts, which you're probably seeing on screen now. The first part showing the building process and the progress updates of building the Reptile Show Area and Reptile House. The second part, I'm touring everything you've seen in the previous episode except for the interior to the kitchen area, that's new. And the third part is me touring the Reptile Show Area and the Reptile House, so all the new stuff. So you can decide how you want to watch this. You can watch it in increments, you can watch the parts that you want to watch, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can watch it all in one go. Or you can download the blueprint of the workshop and experience everything firsthand. But whatever you do, I hope you enjoy. Hello everyone and welcome back to Quaros Reptile Park, my little mini zoo for the BroNation quarantine competition. And today is the final episode where I'm gonna build the reptile house, the show area, and tie up all the loose ends around the park, get it ready for submission. So like I said last episode, there's gonna be no time lapse today. Time lapse is like an extra thing I have to worry about, and I really want to make sure I get this project done on time, so I don't really want to focus too much on time lapse there. So sorry if you like the time lapse, but none for today, I'm afraid. But anyway, let's see. I've already done some work. Probably gonna have like 2 progress updates and then a final tour of the whole place. So what I've done here is I've started the reptile show area, and see we have a big arena here that the staff will come in and use. We even got like a little tree in the middle for snakes to come on. I'm not too sure how I feel about this tree. I might replace it with like, I don't know, maybe a Scots pine. I think Scots pine is one I've considered and I might use because it's a bit more simple, but the branches are it's just a place for keepers to come and put like boas or pythons on if they have a show here. Put it on that tree, so it doesn't have to be a complex tree. We also got the glass here, so if you have like a highly venomous snake and it decides to make a run for it, it's not going to go into the audience. Protected by the glass, and the audience can still see through the glass, of course. Also have these gates here, so if the staff need to come in and out, or maybe you want to bring a guest up on stage to interact with one of the snakes or the lizards or something, then they can do that. Still probably gonna add a door in here. I do also have a door here that needs a bit more work on, but this goes into a staff area and then staff can come in and out to do the show. There's obviously no show mechanics in the game, but I like how this looks. And we have the seating, just 2 rows here, some steps to get up. There are benches hidden in here, so hopefully the guests will sit on there. I'm not sure if they will ever come here because there's no real incentive to get into this area. There's nothing to see, no exhibits or anything, but I'm hoping they'll wander in here and just sit down. Yeah, and I'm guessing maybe this area here could act as a wheelchair area. If you have a wheelchair, you can just come and park here. I guess you can sit in between the benches as well. So yeah, I still have some more work to do. I need to do some plantings, do some stuff with this wall. Like I said, the door, I might change this wall into a green wall. I'm not too sure on that. Maybe try and add some plants and see how that looks. But I'm fine with how just the plain wood looks too. Yeah, and back here we have what's going to be our reptile house. Or I call it a reptile house now, but it's gonna have tarantulas and I think frogs as well, so I might change the name from reptile house. We'll see. I'll just, for now, Reptile House is the placeholder name. You'll maybe say Reptile House in the title. I don't know if I'll change it or not. But what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to build the exterior first. I'm going to build inside out. So that way if I build the interior first, I'll make sure I have enough space. Like, I'm scared if I build the exterior first, I'll like put an exhibit down and then I won't have enough roof space, so then I have to redo everything. So inside out makes it a little easier to build in. But yeah, I'll get started on that thing, the interior bits, and I should be able to show you that in the next progress update. So anyway, I'm gonna get cracking on that, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay everyone, just a little bit of progress here. I've started putting in the terrariums, and I'm gonna go a little bit closer, and you see I did a little something fancy, a little bit something a little funky with these terrariums. So normally you'd place your terrariums, it'll just be down like this. It'll just be this massive 4x4x4 meter box, which I really don't like. So instead what I've been doing is kind of condensing them into these smaller, more realistically spaced terrariums by just like putting some plaster pieces and cutting off majority of the terrarium, and then we have this more realistically sized terrarium. So yeah, we have one for the Goliath bird eater. Here's one for, I think, Mexican red knee tarantula. So yeah, they have this small little space they sometimes appear in, not all the time. So as you can see here, the bird eater decided to appear. Here there's no tarantulas, but so the other spaces in the terrarium. And over here I did a similar thing with the golden poison dart frogs, and another one here for the what's this called again? I'm so sorry, I completely drew a blank. The Gila monster. And this one I decided to leave the burrows a little bit open so you can see them when they in the little holes. So I don't see a lot of zoos that have this kind of thing, but I decided, you know what, the game kind of had it, so let's just keep it in. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of show you how I did this, my process in building these kind of custom terrariums in this one over here, and then I'll also do this one off camera. So what I want to do is do the eastern brown snake. Yeah. So first of all, I'm gonna go buy a whole bunch of eastern brown snakes. I think I can fit 8 or so in the terrarium. Let's just see. So we grab our eastern brown snakes, send them to zoo, plop them in here, and the reason why I want so many is that way I can see what positions they take up in the terrarium, so I know that this is a potential spot where I can close the terrarium off, and maybe even here I can have I can just plaster this area off, wall it off, and have that as mini terrarium, because I know the snakes appear here or here, and then just having lots of snakes helps me see all these different positions. And another thing I also like to do is see the different stuff we can add. So this camouflage stuff, I don't really know what that does, but yeah, so you can see we have the large rocks, and the snakes do interact with that. So that's a pretty good sign. You can see the snake sitting on the rock. We have other ones I can add. See how the snakes interact there. Also add these trees, and then also sometimes you might need to move away and have the snakes reload, because when you're not looking at them, they do move around a bit, so you can see some other positions. But I don't know, sometimes I find them moving around, I walk away and it doesn't come back. What I find more effective is if I just save game and then just hit load up the same game again. And as you can see, once we reload the same map, the snake's position kind of changes. We can see how they interact. As you can see, here's one that decided to climb on the tree. Yeah, so I can look at different positions, see which kind of angle I want to take, which little piece of the snake exhibit. And I kind of like this little thing here, where the snake can go on the tree, and we have seen earlier the snake can go on the rock. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cordon off this little area over here. And I think a super useful piece to do that is obviously the plaster piece. So, well, first of all, I want to move it in position to, there we go, it's in line with the path. And I really don't like how it does this. It automatically connects the path. That's annoying. Yep, and then we take our plaster pieces, and I'm just gonna wall this area off. Okay, and there's our little boxed off area. I guess, like I said, took the plaster walls, put them all around. I have it as this little light blue color, so it kind of looks like the sky. Going for kind of similar thing I did here with the Gila Monsters. We have a night sky here, so this one I think maybe I'll go for a daytime sky, although night sky actually might work better because I think the Reptile House I'm going to customize so it looks best at night, and if I do a daytime sky it might not actually work, so it's a bit of light coming through, but a nighttime sky actually probably would look better, so I'm probably actually going to modify to do that. But there are a few extra stuff that I obviously have to do, so I'm going to put more wall pieces and plaster pieces to block these sides off. Another thing I like to do is put a door at the back or on the side, so if you come and look here at our tarantulas, we have a door there, and doors on the frog exhibit, so that way it just adds a touch of realism. Keepers can actually come in, put food down, and if they need to take the snakes out or tarantulas or frogs out, they can. I think I still need to add a door for the Gila Monsters, but I will do that now. And then from there, I can add a few more extra details if I so wish. So in the tarantula exhibit, I did add some of these vines. So yeah, little vines on the wall here. As you can see, these are not part of the exhibit. I added those on just to add a bit more detail. I added some roots in this one and some ivy. In the dart frog exhibit, I actually did quite a bit of work here. So what my idea was with this one is this was previously two separate exhibits, and what I've seen in one zoo, they kind of took the wall down or removed the plate here, so it's merged into one big exhibit for the frogs, and that's what this kind of was. This is like an old wall. Oh jeez, what is that? Okay, not bad. And then what I also done is put a whole bunch of these mulch pieces down so the water is a bit more contained. It looks a bit more like a pond. And then I also added a little waterfall. We had rocks and we have a little water fountain squirting through there. So obviously need to cover up all this stuff at the back, this ugly stuff. But yeah, that's what I can do. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that stuff for our eastern brown snakes over here. Okay, so I think I'm done with our eastern brown snake exhibit over here. You can see like I said, I changed the wall so it's all nighttime, added the stars, added a moon. What I also added is this little night lamp. It is red, so it matches like, you know, the usual Reptile House night, the colors the heat lamps are, it's that red. Unfortunately, there is a bit of light that comes through from the actual exhibit itself. It comes with the light. You can see it a bit in the Gila monster over here. There's some light that peeks through from the actual terrarium. Yeah, I think it turned out quite well. The only addition I added was this little log up here, so it gives a bit more of a realistic way of the snakes to get up. And I do, and the reason why, I add so many snakes here as well, at first like to see the position, but then I keep all the snakes in just so it's more likely that a snake will appear in this position over here. So as you can see, I have 11 snakes in total in this terrarium, I believe. See? Yep, 11. And one of them decided to come sit on this tree, although he is a little cut off by the wall, but yeah, so there's a bigger chance that an animal will appear here. So you can see with our Goliath bird eater, I'm pretty sure I maxed this out as like 7 spiders, but none of them are appearing here, whereas I think our, yes, you can see with our Mexican red knees, we've got 2 in here, and in total there's 11, so it just ups the probability of them appearing. The frogs I maximized because you want a lot of frogs to appear. Ideally with the spiders I would like only 1, but I guess you take what you're given. Same thing with the snakes, I would like 1 or 2, but The frogs I don't mind a lot, so because they're frogs. The poison dart frogs you often have lots in the terrarium, so yeah, in this case we have 2, so all the other ones are in other parts of the terrarium back here. With the Gila Monsters I have actually 4 in here, since the window covers such a wide area of the terrarium. There's often at least 1 in here. As you can see now we have 3, so yeah, my ideal would be 2, but hey, you get what you chose. And other times there might be 1, sometimes there might be none. They'll all be in the back here, so yeah, and these terrariums are kind of the main reason why I want to do a reptile park. I wanted to properly show them off on my channel. I have actually shown them before. If you've watched my video where I was kind of complaining about the terrariums in Planet Zoo, at the end of it I did show some of these little designs I had, kind of show how you can modify them a little bit. And yeah, now they're officially on the channel. I officially showed you like how I made them, and that hopefully you'll make that. I'll see some of them in other people's zoos. But yeah, I'll definitely, if in the future I do more reptiles or insects doing terrariums, I'm definitely going to do this setup, because yeah, big old box doesn't really work for stuff like a tarantula. You never have such a small spider in such a massive space. It doesn't make sense for a zoo to do. So yeah, Frontier doesn't want to give us, or we don't have the multiple sizes yet anyway, so I'm gonna make my own small terrariums. Okay. So I'll carry on, make another snake exhibit here, and then probably like either a boa or an anaconda here, and this one will probably be more, I'll leave as the actual size of the terrarium, since it makes more sense for a big snake to have a big space. But smaller snakes, like our eastern brown snake, will have a smaller space like this. Oh yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention, a pretty like important thing, when you're building some of these terrariums, it might be useful to lift them up. Like see, this tarantula exhibit is quite off the ground there, this one's a different height. This exhibit I managed to build on the floor. Yeah, and the Gila monster and the frogs are also a little bit higher, so you might also, if you want to take this, try with some height variation. It'll make it look a little bit better, a little bit more realistic. Another problem you might also run into is that the terrain in these terrariums, they're often uneven. Like you can see here, you might have a little bit sticking out like that and a bit of a dip that goes below. That's just something you're gonna have to deal with. You might be able to find some nice flat areas, like I started doing the death adder over here, and I guess this is a flat area I might utilize, I'm not sure. Or you can just go with the whatchamacall, with uneven terrain, and then just incorporate the barriers, sorry, not the barriers, the burrows into your design, like I've done here. But anyway, I'm gonna move on, build the rest of this, finish this terrarium, finish the other ones, do all the interior work. Yeah, and the next progress update, or it actually shouldn't be a progress update, it should just be a finished product. Hopefully everything in the park will be done, the interior of this, the exterior of this, some extra plantings and whatnot. And yeah, and I'll see you once I've done all of that. Okay everyone, I am done with the project, and before I say anything else, I just want to apologize. This video took a lot longer to come out than I intended for it. The reason being is that the project got an extended deadline by a week, so I decided, no, let's take my time in building out this stuff, add a few more extra details. I didn't intend to use the entire extra week they gave us, but I don't know, I got distracted by other stuff in real life, so. And yeah, for the past few weeks I've been intensely focusing on this park, so I decided to take a little bit chill with this last video. But anyway, if you want to check this park out for yourself firsthand, it should be on the Steam Workshop, so it might not be exactly out the time I upload this video, but maybe check the day after or thereabouts. Check the comments, check the description. I should have the link to the Steam Workshop blueprint, and you can see this park firsthand, which I also recommend if you have a better computer than me, because all my graphics are set to low, so some of the plants, the animals, and the signs, they don't look too hot. So yeah, any of your graphics are higher than the lower setting on the game, it probably looks better. So might be nice if you might be nice if you check it out first hand. But anyway, let's go on with the tour. I figured I'll just have a mini tour of the Reptile Park. I'll just breeze through all the stuff we've seen before, and then the stuff I actually built this episode we'll see in more detail. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you want to skip to just seeing the stuff that I built, but I figured it'd be cool to have a nice little full tour just to tie everything in, and since it's the last episode. And I also added an interior to our kitchen over there, so maybe you want to see the full tour to check out the kitchen. Maybe does that entice you to watch the whole video? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna hop into Tejet Cam and we can grab a full tour of this place. Okay, so first thing we do, we walk in the entrance. We come over here, we see our little Sarcosuchus skull, which was modified from Carlos G7's Spinosaurus skull. I will have a link to all the workshop blueprint items. I think I'll make a collection and have all the stuff I used in the workshop there. So yeah, these are some Ricey fonts. This font over here, this Blockino font, as well as this other font here, both are Ricey fonts. So yeah, that will also be in the collection. So we have a ticket booth over here, we can come buy our tickets, and we can go in the park. There'll probably be like a guard or something to make sure you have actually bought tickets and that. And also have my little cool art shape iguana here that they'll kind of bring to the entrance. Let it sunbath and let the guests interact with him. Actually, let me press play. So, let's go on in the entrance. So, first thing we're greeted with is our Reptile Show Area over there. A little waypoint here, pointing at all the different things. So we have zipline tickets that way, restaurant that way, toilets and gift shop and exit are that way, and the zipline takeoff is that way. Now on the left we have our monitor exhibit, our Nile monitors that we are pretending are rock monitors. Ooh, and we got some rotten food in there. So yeah, one thing I did do, I tried to put interiors where I could. So in here I actually have a little guillotine gate, some lights. Even though most people probably wouldn't notice it, I added those. So if you're experiencing this park for itself, try and go through all the doors, because I do have a bit of interior work here and there. And on the right when you come in, we have the entrance to the Reptile House. So that's just a little preview, which we'll check that in more detail once we go through the rest of the park. Yeah, so over here we have a gift shop. Some of these items were made by a person called Plastic Swans. So there's a cool little gift shop, accessories and items that I used to fill up this gift shop. Got just a memento so the guests can actually buy stuff. I forgot to let guests in. Okay, now I actually let the guests in. I can't believe I forgot to let them in. I like having guests in. It adds a bit more atmosphere. That's the thing a vet does. When the vets need to try and get the monitors, they walk on the roof. Don't worry, he will come down. There, see? He managed to find his way. Yeah, if we head over here, I do have a little interior, a little backstage area. We got a sink and a little cupboard to store stuff in. And this is for this door leads to the Iguana exhibit, and this leads to a little implied turtle exhibit, which we'll check over here. So we'll kind of grab a little glimpse of our bathroom area. I like this little implied turtle exhibit I have right here, because when you're browsing for shirts, and you can glance over and look at the little turtles or just the bathroom area. So let's grab a clearer look at it. You can see we have a little water source there, a little log, a heat lamp that will warm up the turtles. I think I went with yellow spotted Amazonian river turtle, and common mosquito fish would be in here, but neither of those animals exist in game, so this is all implied. And there's a door for the staff to get in. Here we have a green iguana who decided he wasn't going to be in the front of this exhibit. You can see his tail. He's kind of cut off by this wall, unfortunately, but yeah, sometimes he's in front. I guess now we just pretend that the staff moved him to the front, over here. Yeah. And I assume we'd also use this green iguana for the Reptile Show. So, got a bathroom, females on that side, males on that side. No interior because of the weird cubicle fashion that Frontier did. And over here we have our Aldabra giant tortoises. So I decided to add a water bowl for them here, as well as a little food prop there. I did have that initial food dish, that like makeshift food dish I made, but I decided let's just have the actual one, so it's a bit more functional in game. And we have their little shelter over here, and their little mud pool, which, I mean, mud pool isn't an actual in-game enrichment for them, but yeah, IRL Aldabra giant tortoises need a little water source to bathe in, so decided to make use of the mud for that. And in case you're wondering, if you hadn't seen the actual tortoise episode, how keepers get in here, there's a little habitat gate sunken down in the ground so the keepers can actually go through there. So if you want to see how that works, check out that episode, or I guess I also showed it in my most recent Claimtain Zoo episode. We've got a little info sign here for the tortoises. Anyway, let's walk up here to our restaurant. We've got a seating area out here in the front. We've got a pizza pen and a pip shot juice stand. So the idea is you order here, then you come stand here, queue here to collect your food, and here's the collection area. And if you watch the episode, you saw I initially had a little corrugated sheet here to show that it's closed, but I actually did the interior because I had a bit of extra time. So got a little collections shelf here. These are like kind of the heat lights, you know, those little shelves that have those red lights that keep your food warm. Got some tables, got some towels, I guess, or you know, paper towels or something. That's what that would be. Some more boxes, a little frog art, little pizza oven over here, some more cobra art on the wall, more tables, some fruit, a cool little stove here. This one's on, an extraction fan up here, and some condiments and another towel up here. Got a fridge. See, this one's a glass fridge, so you can see the stuff inside, and this one's just, you know, normal fridge. And some taps, some sinks you can come and wash your hands with. And of course access for the staff to go into these little booths. Yeah, so we can go in there. Cool. So yeah, added the roof, and I'm on the roof. But this gives me an opportunity to show that I did add some vents to match the... I'll just quickly go back. Some vents to match the extraction fan and the pizza oven here. So I guess we don't really need Tejet Cam. I'll just do it like this. We have a seating area out here, which, like I said, I guess can rent. If they need a venue, they can rent it. Come over here, rent this place. And we have our zipline ticket stand. So the idea is you buy your zipline tickets here, and then they'll harness you up at the takeoff station. Okay. Oh, and let's grab a look at the Crocodile Exhibit while we're here. Yeah, so these are in-game, they are saltwater crocodiles, but just like the Nile monitors, I'm pretending they're something they're not. So I'm pretending these are mugger crocodiles. That way we can have a lot of them and it makes sense, because saltwater crocodiles are solitary, but mugger crocodiles you can put a whole bunch in and they'll be happy. So I've got a little viewing area up here. Mugger crocodiles, solidifying that they are mugger crocodiles. It's cool, we have the waterfalls, some shallow waters here, some deeper pools that they like to sit in there. It's really nice. And we have a zip line. We have a angry archer chilling on the zip line up there. and we have another waypoint over here, pointing to toilets, a restaurant, zipline ticket, zipline takeoff. And I don't think, yeah, I didn't actually show you the waypoint I have over here, so yeah, pointing to the Reptile House. I decided to keep the name as Reptile House, this is just a generic name, even though it has some amphibians and arthropods. It's maybe it initially only started out as the Reptile House, and I guess Reptile House is just a basic name. And the Reptile Show Area. So the waypoints that are really close to the area obviously don't have the sign, because you can just turn your head and you'll see the Reptile House. You don't need a sign pointing to it. Yep. Let's carry on. Let's pick up where we left off over here. That's something I will show you in a minute. I just want to show off the zipline stuff. That's one of the new things we worked on up here. Yeah, here's the harnesses. You get hooked up, go up the stairs, and you can take off from the zipline up here. There'll be staff here watching you, and you shoot off there. And before we go, let me show you the backstage area over here. There's a water filter in there and a transformer there for the exhibit. So yeah, only staff can go in here. I've got a little cool hose pipe idea. I think this idea was by Mask Bandit, who used the bamboo to have a little hose pipe connecting to the sprinklers. Yeah, let's just go take a quick zipline adventure of our Crocodile Exhibit. And this is supposed to be a little break, so it stops us as we come here, and we are. And then there will be a person here, takes off our harness, and I'll probably store it down here, and eventually some staff would need to run and refill the harnesses over there. Oh, and then this extra detail I forgot to mention last episode. I have this little rope here, so it looks like if you want to close it off, just take the rope, put it there. But anyway, I think that's pretty much everything from the previous episodes. Now I can show you all the new stuff. So we'll start at this end of the Reptile House. This is the back end, but I guess guests can come through here. And over here we have a little sneak peek into our Reptile House. We have some boa constrictors. A little window peeking in there from the outside. You can see one there. And along the side of the Reptile House, you would have noticed I added some of these cool mosaics here, just to break up the wall texture and give a little preview of what's inside. So this mosaic is supposed to be a yellow anaconda. This one's a little less recognizable, but this is supposed to be the iguana. I went with the same kind of skin pattern that the Planet Zoo iguanas have, so it matches the iguana that we have in our bathroom. And here we have the Gila monster pattern. And over here we have the boa constrictor pattern-ish, so because the boa constrictor is right here. And what this area is supposed to be is a little backstage staff window access area. So I remember I saw a reptile park when I was looking at pictures on Google. I don't know which one, but they had a little place where guests can see the staff milking the snakes. So that's what this area is here. So that's why there's signs saying snake milking. One there. So yeah, you have these little things I saw. This is kind of supposed to be a funnel with a little collection chamber at the bottom, and you put the snake on top of the have a little material, have its fangs pierce, and then it milks it. Venom goes through the funnel into the little connection chamber. So we have two of those, some tables. So I imagine the zoo would have some be part of some snake milking programs. And we have some shells, little terrariums to keep the snakes in while we're milking them. Little fridge here, so you can store the venom. Oh yeah, that's what snake milking is. In case you didn't know, because I remember speaking to some people, they don't know what snake milking is. Snakes don't have actual mammary glands, it's not actual milk. It's extracting the venom from the snake fang. So, and by using the venom you can create antivenoms, and I believe some venoms also work as a good coagulation agent. So for doctors and scientists doing work with blood, they can use the snake venom. Also got some random shelves that I made down here, some bins, and a little Gariel poster. This door doesn't go anywhere, it just runs into some of the exhibit here. But this door, on the other hand, does have a little bit of an interior, and this is just one of the prep stations for the show area. So this goes outside to the show area, and this door just runs more into the exhibit. So I couldn't fit any backstage stuff here because we've got the big old exhibit terrarium boxes. Got a little whiteboard showing the schedule, and a frog, and another cupboard. So yeah, here we have a sign showing the reptile show times, so guests know when the show times will be, and I assume it'll also have info on when they feed crocodiles, because that will also be an event guests can come see, can all line up along here and watch a crocodile being fed. Yeah, so our show area, I decided not to add the door on the side. I figured this door would be fine. Guests would, staff would just put the snakes in the boxes and walk out here, put the boxes down there, and then take the snakes out as they want. For the show, I guess they would take some pythons or boas, put them on here, maybe even have some live snake milking, and I guess they can also bring the iguana, bring it around here to these stands, have the guests pet the iguana or even the boas, because those aren't harmful snakes or reptiles. We've got some seating areas out here. Yeah, that's our reptile show area. And now let's grab a look at the reptile house. Actually, wait, before we go there, I want to show you the backstage area. Added another gate. This is a bit of a wider gate, so I guess a vehicle, I'm not sure if a vehicle can squeeze in here, but if you're transporting something larger, you can come through this gate. And you don't have to come through that one. We've got a little planter, some boxes, and a wheelbarrow, as well as some staff access, which doesn't actually lead into anything. Weird. Okay. Staff and okay, people are not supposed to be able to go in there, but I guess they can. They're walking through the walls as they do. Let's go look at the reptile house now. So let's enter through this doorway. Yeah, we've got quite a few guests actually in here. No, I think I'm gonna get all these guests away because it's very packed in here. So let's just get rid of all of them. Okay, now that all the guests are gone, we can explore this nice reptile house uncongested. So the first thing you see when you come in, we have our a cool little sign on the side here. This was made by a guy named Bork. It is on the workshop, will be in the description, or the collection, sorry. I did modify it a little bit, so I added this little snake across here and change the borders up. Actually, I forgot to do something. I forgot to change this to night because in here I imagine it would be pretty dark, so I planned this reptile house so it would look best at night. So yeah, and then we have our yellow anaconda, the first animal we see when we come inside, which there's one up here chilling on the bamboo. Very cool. Sometimes they do like to sit under this heat lamp, which I think is really cool. And I put the in-game signs on these pillars here, so the guests can learn about it. And back here we have a sign. This is another icy font saying exit, so guests know they can go through this way. And let's continue on through our exhibit. So we have our Goliath bird eater that you have seen earlier. There's one sitting right here on his little log. Over here we have our Mexican red knees, which aren't making an appearance. You know what? After I go through this whole walkthrough, I will try and reload the game and see if we can find them again. Here we have our Eastern brown snake. We have one chilling on the log. They do like to chill on this rock here, and sometimes behind this rock, but I guess there's none there, so yeah. And here we have some of our common death adders. See, one's right over here, one sitting in this rock here, And now what's probably drawn your attention from the moment you entered, a big old Titanoboa skeleton that I've made here. So I've got to give credit a little bit again to Carlos G7. I did take some of his sauropod ribs and vertebra to kind of make this little body. I modified a little bit, but yeah, used that to create the body. But the head I made all by myself, so I'm quite proud of how the head turned out of the Titanoboa. In case you didn't know, Titanoboa is a giant snake that lived in South America 60 million years ago and grew up to like 13 meters in length. So I figured it would be a cool thing to have this big old snake skeleton in the Reptile House. And then here we have our poison dart rocks, which you would have seen earlier too. So some chilling over there. We have our little waterfall coming through. We just have one. There's only one in here. Yeah, so it looks like there's just one for today. And over here we have our Gila Monsters. So we have two of them sitting on top of this rock over here. And here we have another sign made by Bork. And this sign I made by myself, but I made it in a similar style to Bork. So I took some of his elements, like the leaves and these little text fonts here, and I'm customizing myself. So I added the snake. I have a little crocodile. So this is world's largest. I imagine this would show stuff about the world's largest reptiles. So I have a little length bar here showing the largest crocodile ever measured was 6.17 meters. And on this side we have a proper view into our boa constrictor exhibit. Can't see any of them though. Oh, there's one over here. But anyway, here's the other exit, so like I said, guests can go in or out. I'm not too fussed on which way the guests will enter this reptile house. And over here, this little window actually connects to the Gila Monster exhibit, so occasionally, very rarely though, a Gila Monster will appear in this little window. I'm actually going to try and reload the game to see if I can get it for you guys. Oh, okay, cool, we got lucky. I just had to reload the game once and a Gila Monster decided to show up in a little tank over here. Yeah, so it's just kind of a little, it acts like a little storage, I don't know, backstage, just off-show exhibit, kind of, yeah, kind of off-show, because the guests can kind of still see it there, yeah. So that's the reptile house, I guess. Actually, let me check if Mexican red knees are being more cooperative. Still no? Cannot reload again. Okay, took a few tries, but I finally got the Mexican red knee in there. You can see him there. Just chilling on his log. A little hard to see in the normal light, actually. You can kind of see him there. Let me switch to daylight just to show you how this place looks. It doesn't look too bad in daylight, I just kind of prefer it at night. It's a lot easier to see things though, yeah, at this time. So, and another thing I kind of really like how I did is that if you walk through this way, you don't really notice these staff doors, which is something I've been trying. So as soon as you walk through right here, you don't notice the staff door because it's like right on your left in this corner, and your attention is immediately drawn to either the anaconda or the big old Titanoboa skeleton. And as you walk this way, your eyes are still drawn to the skeleton or the tarantula, so you don't notice this door right here, which is kind of blocked out by this column. Unfortunately, that is kind of negated if you enter from this side, because yeah, you can easily see the door this way, but I'm happy how it turns out this way. I guess even if you're walking back this way, you still don't see the door because you want to go through the exit, you're not looking to your side. So yeah, I might add the Titanoboa to the workshop. I don't know, check the description or the comments. I'll probably actually upload it to the workshop, just so people can add it to their museum collections with a whole bunch, with all Carlos's dinosaurs and other skeletons. But anyway, that is pretty much it, I believe, for the Quaros Reptile Park. I did modify the windows a bit, so before the windows, these windows that actually didn't look into anywhere, that would go into these ugly backstage areas, were just black, but I managed to put one of the in-game windows, so they do actually glow at night. You can see there, glowing, and leave. Where's the other windows? Yeah, this window here, you can see windows without the interior. The windows with the actual interior do actually look inside the interior. Not actually. Let me give you a quick show through of the place at night, because I never really showed you that. You can see the gift shop is really bright. Toilet area is quite bright. Our tortoises, you can see the heat lamps really kick into effect at night. You can see they have a proper heated area up there. These waypoints also act as lampposts. Got our floor lighting here at the restaurant. Lights up here. You can see our little shelving thing with our red lights, keeping our food warm. Well, I didn't actually know the fire does this. I don't think it would cast that big a light, but yeah. Got our lights up there. Lights in the seating area. A couple lights on the zip lines. Got our pathway lights on the side here. Show areas lit up with these lights up here. Yeah. And what else? I can show you this place is also quite lit up. Realistically, I guess the park wouldn't be opened up at night, but I like focusing on the lighting. I think it adds a nice extra touch. I guess maybe now and again they can have a night event. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching this episode and this series. If you want to check out the park in full by yourself, you can do so. The blueprint will be on the workshop. Check the description. It might not be there immediately after I upload this video, but eventually it will come into place. Yeah, and good luck to any of the other contestants taking part in this competition, if any of you are watching. And I apologize that this video was so long. I guess what kind of happens when you decide to take an entire tour of your zoo in the video. But I hope you enjoyed it regardless, and I hope to see you in the next Planet Zoo project, whatever it may be. So until then, bye!